My name is Marty Flanagan, and I want to say thanks to everybody for joining today's Code Ninjas conference call. I'm the Vice President of Franchising here with Code Ninjas, and each and every week we do these calls to help give you better insight, better ideas of kind of where we're going, what we're doing, what's happening with Code Ninjas, a little bit more about who we are, where we come from, and kind of what's going on with Code Ninjas and why we've become so very popular. So really to kind of start these calls off, the first 10 or 15 minutes are always the same. And then we move into a Q&A section where you can ask all your questions, any questions you have about Code Ninjas, anything we spoke about today. These calls usually last anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, depending on the questions that you have about Code Ninjas. We usually have anywhere from 20 to 30 participants on each call. These calls can, like I said, they can go pretty quick in terms of questions, or they can go on for, quite some time. They're all really based on your questions. So if you're just joining us, again, my name is Marty Flanagan, the Vice President of Franchising here with Code Ninjas. And really quickly, Code Ninjas by the numbers. As of right now, Code Ninjas, we have 300, and as of yesterday, approaching right around 380 locations sold here in the U.S. and Canada. We have about 75 locations open. We have currently right now close to 180 franchisees. We started as a franchise and launched as a brand in March of 2017. That is also the month that we opened our first location. So you look at that growth, it's obviously been very aggressive. It's been very validating because that growth was not necessarily planned to be that fast. We had the infrastructure in place, we had the right team members in place, and then it was very validating to see the marketplace respond to Code Ninjas in such a way where our growth is just month over month continuing to increase with our locations that are opening. Now that we're the largest kids coding franchise in the world, the live data we get on a weekly basis from our franchisees, from our students, from our parents, continues to transform our brand and hence also then compound our growth. Being able to pivot so fast in the marketplace because of having thousands of students enrolled, having hundreds of franchisees, now approaching 100 locations open across the U.S. and Canada. It's been exciting to see the feedback from families, parents, and our students and our franchisees and our brand development. So where did Code Ninjas really come from? How did all this come about? Teaching kids how to code is not new. Teaching kids how to code the way Code Ninjas is doing it is new. And what we do is we teach kids how to code through a game-based curriculum. We like to say kids have fun, parents see results. That is our motto. That is our foundation. That is really how we view everything that we do is kids have fun, parents see results. We focus on that and how we build our curriculum, how we continue to organize our curriculum, how we support our franchisees. All focuses around that experience and curriculum. So how did all this start? So David Graham is the founder and CEO of Code Ninjas. He owned a school that taught adults how to code for many years that operated in 18 different cities before that. He was a franchisee of another brand, and this whole time he's always been a programmer and developer and entrepreneur. So it always just made sense for him to continue to transform what he was doing to adapt to the market, and seeing the market the way it is with having limited opportunities for kids to learn how to code. He was getting questions all the time, and then seeing this limited opportunity and just really an older way of doing it. And one day when he was sitting in his son's karate class, he saw the belts, he saw it, he got the vision, and then was able to put it all together. So David Graham, Bert Sensipon, and myself started Code Ninjas in 2016, started building our infrastructure and kind of our purpose and why we were going to be a franchise versus doing it corporate run, which we could have easily done, but it wouldn't have been as effective and as strong as being a franchise. So we went that franchise model. So as we started to build our infrastructure, we also were working on opening up our first location, which was Pearland, Texas. That location opened the same month we launched as a brand, which is March of 2017. And that's when we also sold our first franchise location, was also in March of 2017. So as a franchise, as we were putting everything together from our support structure to our compliance, to our curriculum, to our operational support, our performance coaching, our revenue sources. That first year, from March 2017 to March 2018, we focused on really one revenue source inside of Pearland, Texas, which is our drop-in program. The drop-in program is really the differentiator on the curriculum side of it. Even though there's multiple differentiators for our curriculum, we've pivoted so much and created so much more opportunity. When we first opened in March of 2017, we focused on that one revenue source. Today, fast forward almost 24 months, we have 6 revenue sources now, 6 different opportunities for families to get involved in Code Ninjas, 6 different opportunities for you to work inside your community to get families involved in Code Ninjas. Our Code Masters program, which will be released later this year, that'll be the 7th opportunity. So there's multiple programs here with Code Ninjas to get families and students engaged. That drop-in program is really the main differentiator, which, to talk about that briefly, that curriculum is 45% proprietary and exclusive. That curriculum has a robotics program built into it. That curriculum is made up of 9 different belts. Inside each belt is a learned set of skills and concepts. At the end of each belt, students are required to build a game that shows their proficiency. They're building that game on this curriculum. We call our LMS, a learning management system is what's called out there. We call it our GDP, which is our game development platform. It is a testing ground. It's how kids show their proficiency. Once they can show their proficiency on the skills that they're learning from what's inside each belt, they're able to progress to the next belt. Each belt compounds onto one another. They're all interconnected. Each belt works onto each other, like compound interest. It's not segmented learning. They're going to work with multiple languages, learn the syntax of those languages. They're going to work in robotics. This curriculum also comes with its own proprietary textbooks as well. Our curriculum lives on the cloud, on our platform, and our students access it through our dashboard. That dashboard is accessed when they come into Code Ninjas and they scan their wristband. It checks them in and unlocks their ability to access the curriculum. And then they're going to sit down. They're going to log into the dashboard. It's going to take them to their lesson. They're going to open their textbook, whether it's paper or whether it's going to be in a tablet, so they can do either, and they're going to be able to access the curriculum and be able to work their way through it. There's no classes. There's no lectures with this. This is a flexible learning system. It's a drop-in program, which means that parents are able to bring up by their son or their daughter and drop them off at their convenience during those office hours. So they're going to be able to come in at convenience. They don't have to sign up for an appointed time. They don't have to make sure there's room. It's a total flexible system. They can either use a Code Ninjas computer or they can bring their own computer. This curriculum, parents are going to pay a flat monthly tuition rate. So they're going to pay a flat rate per month that's going to allow their son or their daughter to access this curriculum for up to 2 hours a week. So they're going to have access to it. We have some more options coming out in the near future where the parents are going to be able to choose how many hours per week, but they're still going to pay that flat rate per month. There's no rollover. It's just a flat rate per month, and they'll be able to choose their tier that they want their son or daughter to be a part of. They'll be able to move between tiers. This curriculum also has reciprocity. So when you have multiple locations like we do, we have reciprocity where those students can go to any Code Ninjas to access their drop-in curriculum, pick up right where they left off. And as an entrepreneur, as a franchisee, you're going to get paid immediately for that usage. It's not like you're going to let your center be used for free. You will be receiving monies from each guest visit that comes in and scans in and uses your facility. That curriculum itself takes anywhere from 3 to 4 years for our students to accomplish. This curriculum has really been the differentiator. It's taking kids so much deeper than anything that they're going to learn in school, anything that they can currently use in the marketplace. This curriculum, we use a little bit of Scratch. I know I get this a lot. We use a little bit of Scratch in the white belt. Then they move into JavaScript for about a year or two. Then they're going to move into Lua. And then they're going to end up with C#, and they're going to be doing that inside of Unity 3D as well. So it's a very powerful very exciting for them. And that's going to be a self-paced but not self-taught program. So they're going to face problems. They're going to face hurdles that they can't overcome. When they get to that place, they're going to be raising their hand. A coach sensei is going to come over and work with them, and that coach sensei is going to help them problem solve, and then they're going to continue to move on. So it's very individualized help for our assistance for our students. And this is only accessed inside of Code Ninjas. That is one option for families to get involved. There's multiple tiers in there, but that's one option for families to get involved. We also have Parents' Night Out. We also have birthday parties. We also do camps. We also do workshops. And we also do an after-school program. Camps and workshops, they go anywhere from 1 day to 3 days for a workshop. Camps are 5 days. Workshops can be a half a day or full day. Camps can be half day or full day. Camps, like I said, last 5 days, half day or full day. Workshops go anywhere from 1 to 3 days, and they're also half days or full days. Those can be done inside your center or in the school system. So now we have that flexibility to where you can go out into schools and teach the camp and workshop curriculum from Code Ninjas. We do not allow our drop-in program outside of our center, only the camps and workshops. So that gives you an idea of a little bit of the curriculum side of it. When it comes to franchising, we knew we had to be a franchise because, yes, we can have world-class curriculum. We have so many pieces of this that nobody else offers on the market today, not even close, actually, and we've done our research. When it comes to the experience side of it, kids have fun, parents see results. We want kids to be having fun. That's why we have a game-based curriculum, an exclusive robotics program, 45% proprietary and exclusive curriculum just to Code Ninjas. It can't be copied across the street. When it comes to the franchising side of it, we knew with our history of franchising experience that franchisees can deliver an experience that's up and beyond what a corporate experience can be. So knowing that entrepreneurs on the market, people involved in their community, can reach deeper in their community than a corporate setting could. So we decided to franchise. And we have grown and developed our brand so much stronger than we ever thought it could be in the beginning based on our franchisees' feedback. And our franchisees' feedback has created a much stronger brand. We have collaboration tools as a franchise, so you're immediately connected with franchisees all over the country, sharing documents, sharing pictures, sharing best practices. We also have Code Ninja University, which is a program that you're able to tap into as a franchisee, and you're able to access different documents, articles, training materials, videos that you're able to actually at any given time tap into those and read and get connected. We also have individualized support, so you're going to have dedicated individuals for compliance, technology, curriculum, operations, performance. So you are able, in marketing, you're always able to be connected with different avenues of communication, weekly newsletters, weekly conference calls for our owners. All of these tools are there to allow, because everybody's going to be supported in a different way. Not everybody is going to receive information the same way. So we as a franchise understand that. That's where we push out multiple streams of communication to our franchisees to tap into, to say, hey, I need access to this. Maybe it's late at night. You can go on to Code Ninja University. You can go on to our collaboration tool, see if any other franchisees are out there that can help you if you can't get in touch with somebody at the corporate office. We built this from day one to be a franchise. We have franchising experience, supports experience, technology. When it comes to programming and developing programs for franchises, we have experience there, supporting franchises, development, marketing. We have a 12-week pre-opening marketing roadmap for you to follow. We have digital marketing strategies in place for you when you're open. We have experience in this realm, and we're consistently sharpening everything we do based on franchisee feedback, based on franchisee experience. And that's what's making what we do stronger and stronger and stronger, is that we're consistently sharpening everything that we do to be sure you as a franchisee are seeing and experiencing the best of all of our franchisees combined that we can bring to, obviously bring out into the open and give our franchisees to use that is duplicatable. So this kind of gives you an idea, a little bit of our background with David Graham, Bert Sensipon, and myself, and where Code Ninjas comes from. It gives you a little bit of an idea of our curriculum. And it gives you a little bit of idea why we decided to go to a franchise. It gives you a little bit of an update of how many locations we have open, to how many franchises we have sold between the U.S. and Canada, which is 380, around 75 locations open, around 180 franchisees. It's been, Canada especially has been just exploding with growth. To now have 10 sold territories in Canada, the majority of those in the GTA area, is really, really exciting. We expect to have about 40 more locations sold throughout Canada, and then we're going to close Canada out at a total of 50 locations. So Canada has a little bit more room left in it. We've received, I think in the last 5 months, over 500 leads. Our last 2 Discovery Day had just as many Canadians there as we had with U.S. So Canada is moving very, very fast, and it's very exciting to see. These calls go the same way, the first 15, 20 minutes. This is where we're going to shift into the Q&A section, to where you can ask any question you have about Code Ninjas, and I'll do my very best to answer all your questions. I can tell you right up front, if you're going to ask any questions about anything other than U.S. and Canada, now is not the time. If you'd like to reach out to me separately to talk about international, feel free to do that. But if it's just not about, if you're going to be asking me questions about India, or asking me questions about Australia or the UK or South America, that's going to be private, so you can reach out to me via email with that. Finances, I'm always happy to dig in as much as I can. You have to remember, franchising law prohibits me from digging in too deep with the financials. If it's not reflected in the franchise disclosure document, I cannot answer your questions about the financing. We know this, so we have built tools to help you. We have built opportunities for you to kind of gauge your ROI and help you build that out. We have business plans. So as you enter the process with us, we give you more and more tools to help you build out your model, to help answer whatever questions you can, or that we can help you with. So pretty easy on how these Q&As work. How you would do it would be, by any question about Code Ninja, you would hit *6. And *6 will allow you to virtually raise your hand to ask any questions you have about Code Ninjas. And I'll do my very best. If it's about curriculum, if it's going to be about seasonality, if it's going to be about the franchise in general, this is going to be your time to ask. If I've done such a fantastic job and nobody has any questions, then we're going to shut down the call early today, and I'll just chalk it up as me doing a fantastic job and nobody having any questions. Ooh, got a couple questions. Hi, you have a question?
Hi, my name is Jimmy. So I'm from California, and I'm trying to maybe interesting get into your franchise business around the area, because I've been doing some research, and then the closest Code Ninja for me is about 2 to 3 hours away from my city. And then I was just wondering, how does that work? Do I find a location first, and then to ask you, how does that work?
Yeah, no, great question, Jimmy. So we actually will work with you on identifying your area. So don't mention your city right now. Worst thing you could ever do is mention your city on a conference call. We want to do that. So what I would do is make sure you reach out to myself or Jeff Thames, and we'll work with you individually and help you. We have, from start to finish, we help you with all aspects of Code Ninjas. Now, we don't negotiate your lease for you, but we have all the requirements in place. We help you exactly what to find, give you all that guidance, where to look, best parts of town, what type of real estate, what type of space. We help you with all of that. And we have preferred vendors in place, too, that can help even more. So I would say, Jimmy, that reach out. If you haven't heard from Jeff Thames or myself, my email is Marty, Marty, @codeninjas.com. Feel free to email me, and we'll get you connected.
Okay, I see. Sounds good. And then also, do you know what's the range between Like, do I have to put a down payment on your franchise, or it's all straight to finance?
Well, so when it comes to you have to pay your franchise fee. Our current franchise fee is $24,000. That's how you purchase the franchise. In April, as of April 1st of 2019, that'll be going up to closer to $30,000. So that's why right now we're so busy. As everybody's. Yep, we have 2 months to work together.
Ahead before you raise the price.
Yeah, we can get a lot done in 2 months. So definitely make time to reach out. In 2 months, we can get a lot done in 2 months. So
sounds good. Okay, and then after that $24,000 franchise, I was looking at the website and all the list price at the bottom on the list. Is it something that it will depend on the situation, the price will arrange? You
mean for opening?
Yeah, for opening and some other stuff.
Yeah, so total cost to open a Code Ninjas is anywhere from $110,000 to $250,000, and that's going to depend upon a couple of different factors.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, that'll be for about 1,800 square feet, but it'll depend upon your landlord contribution. It's going to depend upon a couple of factors, but the big one is the landlord side of it.
Okay, sounds good. And also, seeing it's a franchise, so do you know, it's a percentage every year to go through your franchise, for the.
Yeah, I do know. So what we do is we do an 8% monthly, 8% royalty on gross sales. And it's that, and we do everything on per transaction. So it's not like you have to write a check or figure it out. It's all done automatic.
Oh, okay, that sounds good. So every time a customer sign up, you already take a part of it, so it's great. So I don't have to. Yeah,
everything is already done. Yeah, that's correct. You don't have to try to figure it out or have an accountant do it. It's all done for you.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. That's pretty much all the questions that I need.
Awesome. All right. Thank you.
And then I'll just try to keep in touch with you guys with the email, and then hopefully we can see if I can be a business owner.
Awesome. I look forward to working with you, Jimmy. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Take it easy.
Thank you. Hi, you have a question?
Yes. Hi, my name is E.T., calling from Washington State. Knowing that we have a few actually being open in Washington State now, my question specifically on what would be your estimate on the time for how long will it take to make a break-even point for this type of business? I know you guys see this 2017. What would be the average?
So when it comes to ROIs and break-evens, and those numbers are going to be a little bit all over the place. So we actually have a tool that you can use to build all those numbers out. So you can actually plug and play the revenue, plug and play your expenses, and you can actually fine-tune your ROI and your monthly income, your break-even numbers, which we call your BOE, your base operating expense. We have a nice Excel document that when you're in the process with us, we give you that Excel document, and you can use the numbers that are in the item 19, and we work with you on expenses to help you fine-tune all that so you don't have to try to guess. And that's when you can build that out. Every area is going to be a little bit different, right, based on cost of living, cost of doing business. So I can't really give out averages because it's not inside of our item 19. If it's not in there, I can't talk about it. But what I can do, like I said, is give you the tools to build that out, and I can help you with the expenses.
So we don't know that number until we pay the franchise fee to you guys?
Nope, that's not true at all. You're going to know that number based on the tools that we give you to build out your business model.
Okay. So can we? How do we get that tool? So in order for me to make a decision to move forward, and that is something is a key decision.
Yeah, it's key. It was key to our 180 franchisees. No, it's key to all 180 franchisees that we have with 380 locations. It was just as important to them. Yeah. And they use the tools that we provided to help build that out, and so so you can clearly see it.
So the question is, where so we can when we start working with you, as a franchisee, we will be able to access those tools? Is that
you can get that before. I don't want you to be a franchisee until you have those tools. One of the requirements we have as a franchisor before you can come to Discovery Day is that you have to use that Excel document and build it all out. I don't want you to be a franchisee unless you see a clear path and it meets your goals. So we work together closely on that to be sure that your expenses are right. And with franchising laws prohibiting me to diving too far into revenue, I only can help you to a certain point, and then you have to do the rest from there. But with expenses, which is your base operating expense, we can really fine tune that. I can help you in detail with that.
Got it. Okay. And then the best way to access you or contact you is the email address that you have.
Yep. So if you haven't received an email from Jeff Thames or myself, reach out to me, Marty, at codeninjas.com, and I'll get you connected.
Got it. Thank you.
It's a very individualized process. We definitely want to work with you on making sure that you have all the information you need to make the best decision for you.
Got it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Hi, you have a question?
Yeah, this is Stan Chapman. I'm from the Chicago South Metropolitan area. My question is around, you talked a little bit earlier about your, you had a marketing strategy when you opened. What types of kids are you targeting? Are there a particular type in terms of, are these going to be kids that are going to be aligned more towards STEM, or what's some of the strategies that we'd be looking to do if we were to get a franchise? Just curious.
Sure. I mean, so I can give you, basically what I can say to you is that I'm not going to go into our marketing strategies and how we do that. Because obviously this isn't the appropriate time for that. But I can tell you that our program is designed to be non-intimidating. And the reason that is designed the way it is because we want to go after the 98% who have no idea the value of code.
Okay.
We don't have to go after with marketing directly to them. We have to go after the 98% of families that have generation is going to need. Code.org, IBM, you name the company, they've come out with study after study after study saying that 75% of the jobs in the future are going to require some sort of coding and programming understanding and knowledge. What we're doing is aligning these kids with their future in a fun, interactive way. They're already playing video games. Let's get them playing video games and learning at the same time and sharpening their skills. So we want to go after that the parent that's never coded, has never programmed, that has no idea, that has their son or their daughter setting up their iPhone, they're going to be intimidated by our environment. So how can we get over that? How can we get through that to get families to be involved in Code Ninjas and break down those walls of intimidation so that they feel comfortable in our atmosphere, they feel comfortable and see value in our program. That's why as parents see results. Parents can go onto the parent portal and play the games that their son or their daughter is building. They can be interactive. Family coding nights, they can be involved in Code Ninjas and actually see the results of their hard-earned money that they're spending for their son or their daughter to be a part of Code Ninjas.
Okay. I guess the second part of my question is more along any type of certifications that you have now or are looking for in the future. And what I mean by that is, I don't know if you're looking to have some type of accredited certification, but what would be something possibly that someone would say, I went through Code Ninjas or I attended and I got some certification, like Microsoft has certifications when you're a professional, Cisco, etc. But I know these are children, but are there any plans to have any type of certification in the future?
Well, that would be the dream, right? But we're working with 7 to 14 years old. They're going to have certificates. They're going to have badges, just like with the karate system, just like with the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, right? There's badges. We have the belts. We have their skills that they're obviously obtaining, but accredited system. We owned a school that taught adults how to code for 4.5 years that operated in 18 different cities that was completely vocational. We understand that whole space. To bring a 7 to 14-year-old into that and say that we can give them some kind of credited, there's nothing out there now that recognizes those skills for kids, for children. For adults, sure, but not for children. There's nothing out there right now that says, hey, by doing this, you're accredited at 12 years old for this kind of coding. I mean, we have a total roadmap for our curriculum, so you can see the skills and concepts that our students are learning as they go through Code Ninjas, and that's something they can take with them for the rest of their life.
I guess I wasn't thinking like in professional accreditation, but more along the lines of like when you're in high school going to college, they have these, and I forget the name of it, it's been a while, these types of classes you take in high school, and when you get to college, you kind of get college credit, etc. That's really what more I was thinking about as opposed to a true accreditation that I guess I sort of understand.
That's the dream, right, is that schools and colleges will catch on to the value of what coding and programming will do. But, obviously we know that schools unfortunately are not able to keep up with the private sector. Look at Mathnasium, look at Kumon. I mean, they've been teaching math. It's kind of, we can always have the hope that they see it as that's our goal, right, is that not only do our students, but our code senseis. Our code senseis are 17 to 22 years old. I mean, to be able to have this on a resume in the future that they taught kids how to code through a game-based curriculum at Code Ninjas for 3 years. I mean, we're approaching 100 locations open. We're becoming very known on the marketplace. The awareness is there. Accredited system, I believe with our history, our knowledge of understanding the whole world, I think we can make some things happen pretty fast. But there's no standard out there in the marketplace today for kids in our age range.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. Hi, you have a question?
Yes, good morning. My name is Alex Nimri. I'm calling from Texas, and I'm really interested in the concept and becoming a franchise owner, and I kind of applied, and I found out that the market that I'm applying to is kind of saturated or closed for now, and I don't know what's the next step to do, or how do you determine if the market, when is it going to open back up for more locations, or what's the plan, or what do I do in the meanwhile? Do I become a franchise owner and wait, or?
No, I wouldn't let you become a franchise owner and wait. We have timelines for everything. There's not a whole lot you can do. If you've given your information, said this is the market you're interested in, and that market is closed, your name went on a waiting list, and if anything changes in the future, you'll be contacted. If you're in Houston, for example, if that's the market you're in, the likelihood of that happening and you getting contacted is very, very slim. We closed that market not only to in general for new locations, but we've closed it to new franchisees, and we're only going to be allowing our current franchisees to secure more locations in Houston.
Okay. And when you say Houston, I am interested in the Houston market, but when you say Houston, how far out of Houston, or how, if I want to go outside the city limit, if I'm willing to go further
downtown? If you put a dot downtown Houston and you did a 500-mile ring around Houston, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, 500 miles. Okay. Ring around Houston. Okay. All right. I appreciate it. And, okay, so my name will be put on the waiting list, and if something becomes available, but you said that the market is closed, right?
Correct. It would be very difficult. I don't foresee you being able to open up in Houston. I'm sorry.
Okay, right. No problem. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. You have a question?
Yeah, actually, so did I hear right? You said 500 miles from Houston? So
yeah, there's nothing to be available near around
That's
Houston.
Pretty much all South Texas?
Well, I mean, yes. I mean, well, Corpus Christi would be the only other area, I guess, I would say that is a possibility.
Okay. So, like Austin, San Antonio, everything's out of the question.
Sold. Austin is completely sold out. San Antonio might have one location left, maybe. And I think that's more than 500 miles away, but
No, I think San Antonio's really close. Okay. So like suburbs of San Antonio are all taken?
Yes. There might be one location left in San Antonio, maybe. You just work with myself or Jeff Baines, whoever you've been in contact with.
Will do. My actual question before I heard that was from a competitive standpoint. So obviously with so much software out there where kids can kind of self-learn, what is your point of view or the way you pitch this to parents on why they would have to come in versus they could get other types of resources or apps that they can, Apple has a coding app, et cetera, where they can maybe spend more time per week and
that's not even. But we're not comparing apples to apples. We're not talking about the safety of what kids are doing online unmonitored. We're not talking about the assistance that they're going to need. If I give my 8-year-old a tablet and say go and code, no matter what they do, it's going to be extremely shallow. It's not going to challenge them. There's no depth to that. Dragging and dropping is not coding. So, I'm not sure how many coders have a Word document with just tons of line of codes on it and they cut and paste. It's typically not how it's done. But that's how we were supposed to be teaching our kids. It doesn't work that way. And also our curriculum is 45% proprietary exclusive with robotics built into it and having textbooks. I mean, this is applied. This is multiple languages. This is full syntax. This is them diving deep and having fun and being around. It's a culture. They're going to be around other kids that have the same thing. It's kind of like saying, why do I need to bring my kid to swimming lessons? I can just teach him how to do it online. It doesn't, this is completely, you can't do that, right? We can't do that.
Yeah, I'm not challenging. I was just thinking.
Oh no, I get it.
You might hear from parents. So basically, the fundamentals is kind of where you're going at. They'll have better fundamentals and better resources than anything you could get online.
Well, yeah. There's nothing online that even compares to our program, right? And that's why we're growing the way we are. That's why we have computer science teachers. That's why the second largest group of owners we have are teachers. Computer science teachers. People that are teaching code in their schools right now are Code Ninja owners. So it's kind of when you really dig in and you start to see it and you start to see what is out there today and what we offer, we're light years ahead of other franchises, independents, the school system, light years ahead. And that's why schools are coming to us. That's why we have Montessori schools. That's why we have charter schools. We have private schools that are coming to our Code Ninja franchisees on a regular basis saying, how can we get this active in our school? Our camps and our workshops were never offered in the school system till 2 months ago because the overwhelming demand from the local school superintendents to our franchisees, we couldn't hold back anymore. We had to allow our franchisees to go into the schools with camps and workshops because they were being asked about it every week.
Yeah, no, that all sounds awesome. I'm really excited with the concept, and just want to get your POV on that. So thank you very much.
Yeah, and one thing, you asked a great question, and one thing with this too, just to kind of have an idea this way, your trust is in the curriculum. So when you think of curriculum versus an experience, you can focus on the experience, not the curriculum. Right now, it's like if you're a great coder and a great programmer, you can actually put something together to teach kids. And that's what's been happening, is smart people are taking what's available on the market and putting it together to teach kids. Well, if that person gets hurt, gets sick, goes down, can't do anything, goes out, gets a new job, done, you're gone. As a business owner, everything revolved around that person, now you're out. What we've done is we replace that. We have 3 full-time game curriculum developers, 7 programming developers on staff. They focus on the curriculum. So you as a franchisee, you as an entrepreneur can focus on the experience and getting engaged in your community. If anybody out there is looking at becoming your franchisee, I don't care what brand you're going to work at, engage with your community, keep your facility clean, right, and deliver an exceptional experience. And you got those 3 right there needs to be your focus for any franchisee in any type of business.
Yeah, and I completely agree. I think a good example is like an instrument. Like you can maybe try to learn it online, but until you're there with somebody that can support you and critique your work, you're really never going to grow. So I think that's. I was just curious with all the technology out there, what your point of view was. So
no, great question, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Well, okay, if we don't have any more questions, I'm going to wrap up today's call. I'm going to give you like 1 more minute. If somebody's got a question, you hit *6. We'll go for it. If you don't have any more questions, then we're going to wrap up today's call. Again, we host these calls each and every Friday, 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. We also host Discovery Days. Discovery Days are on the second Thursday of every month. They are by invitation only. So if you want to attend a Discovery Day, you definitely want to connect with myself or Jeff Thames. Hit those benchmarks that we require so you can be invited to come to our corporate office in Houston, Texas, really dive in deep with our daily operations, our curriculum, marketing, technology, and be a part of be a part of our culture. You have a question? Hi, last question. Do you have a question?
Yes, I do have a question. My phone was mute. Hi, Marty. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Hey, so if we own a Kumon and we plan to co-locate this thing with Ninja Code, is that allowable?
Well, your Kumon's not going to allow you to do that. So Kumon's going to sees us as competition. So if you own a Kumon, you own a Mathnasium, which we get a lot of calls from Mathnasium and Kumon owners, your non-compete will absolutely prevent you from doing anything with Code Ninjas.
Oh, so they preventing it, not you guys. Okay. So we cannot co-locate. We cannot even having.
No, and if you own a Kumon or you own a Mathnasium or something like that, it's another franchise. We need to have your legal counsel from your franchisor. We need to have them contact us and give us a release for you out of your non-compete. Otherwise, it's just too legally wise. It's too risky just to let you move forward knowing that outright. So,
got it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. I want to thank everybody for taking the Ninjas conference call. Again, if you want to attend the Discovery Day, if you want to dig in deeper, if you haven't heard from anybody at Code Ninjas, Marty, M-A-R-T-Y, at Code Ninjas, reach out to me anytime. I'll do my very best to answer all your questions and get you reconnected if you haven't. If you need some of the tools that we have, same. Reach out to me at any time, Marty at codeninjas.com, and we can dive in together. Thanks for taking your time to join today's Code Ninjas conference call.